Alright everybody, welcome back into the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 6 playoffs. We are here, our first set of the entire playoffs here for season number 6. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is, of course, NotToday versus Infamous, also known as X Unknown. Should be a lot of fun. Of course, Dota 2 is not working, so we could not get the team names up. So instead, we have two just nondescript teams coming through, playing toe-to-toe here in a best-of-3 series. It's a best-of-3. Whoever wins this will play up against Elite Wolves or Archon. The loser will go down into the lower bracket, which is a best-of-1. I'm not alone today. It is LPQ Stats on Stats. We also have Purge joining us. Purge, how the hell are you today, bud?
I'm good, dude. I've been listening to the Interstellar soundtrack all day, so I just have this like constantly building energy and like share those notes, man. I'm really excited.
How is the Interstellar soundtrack? Because I've seen the movie before, but I'm like, I can never.
It's not really something you would like sit down and listen to while you're focusing on it. It's more like
background noise.
Slightly background noise, and it's very slow ramp up, and it's not very high energy, but it's like amazing. I don't know, it makes me want to watch the movie again.
Speaking of Interstellar, actually I have no idea how this pertains to Interstellar, but I do want to tell you about my day. However, I went a little bit too late, as we're already kind of halfway through the draft, so NotToday will pick up the Gyrocopter, Nagasard, and then the Disruptor, and Infamous will be grabbing the Undying, the Shadow Shaman, Queen of Pain, and Enchantress. So Enchantress getting through the first and second round, and has been picked up by Team X Unknown.
Which hero are you talking about?
The Enchantress.
Yeah, the hero's seemed really strong, as per all heroes that are close to being OP and are kind of new to the meta. They seem really overpowered when they first come out, but then teams figure out more and more ways to deal with them. And as time goes on, heroes like that will be pushed back farther and farther, unless they really are truly OP. So the standards pretty much just stay, like Gyrocopter, Undying, Shadow Shaman's been pretty popular. Naga Siren's a bit of a weird one, but it has been picked a little bit at Star Ladder, so not too surprising to see people follow that meta.
Yeah, I watched a couple of Star Ladder games today, did not see the Naga Siren games. There's an Ursa coming out as well, but Disruptor continues to be one of those top-tier heroes. We saw it a lot yesterday from Power Friendship, which of course Mario played to death. I mean, they love that hero, so it's unsurprising that teams are starting to pick up the Disruptor here. He's very, very good in almost any situation, particularly against the Quap, which we saw yesterday as well.
10 seconds.
So there is that. They also get the Undying.
It's obviously amazing versus Enchantress, because you're attacking at max attack speed, so her Untouchable does nothing. And in fact, it's also a very good hero against Undying, so with the exception of Shadow Shaman disabling him, Ursa's going to have a really awesome game this game.
Yeah, and Ursa's going to just go to work. We'll see what he decides to go for. Who plays it if they put Benjaz in the safe lane, and I imagine it's not going to be... Well, maybe you do a Gyrocopter, man. I don't know, man. There's a lot of options here coming out for NotToday. So I do want to say that Infamous did not make it to the qualifiers. They actually got second to Elite Wolves. You guys played against them. You gave them a close series, but nonetheless, they did bring you down. However, NotToday. They were looking good going into the regional qualifiers. Then they got destroyed there. I mean, they just had a tough time almost all the way through. I think they might have won one series, so maybe they didn't actually get destroyed, but they did a good enough job. But they just didn't get any further. They didn't get to the playoffs, obviously. So we'll see how they play now. The Razor pickup coming through for Team Infamous. And it is going to be NotToday's pick coming out next.
Well, Razor is decent against Ursa and Gyrocopter due to sapping their damage, but Ursa still is the solution against Razor if he initiates first. Razor probably won't be able to react in time unless the stun comes out. So I think the Razor pick's pretty good here. It does give... I'm sorry, which one? Sorry, the two teams are really confusing.
Radiant, NotToday is Dire, I know, dude.
Infamous is Radiant, and NotToday is Dire. Okay, Infamous has very strong early game heroes, basically. They don't need a whole lot of farm for them to be strong. Just a fast mech on Razor and some levels on their heroes, and they're going to be really strong. Whereas NotToday is going to require some things like Blink Daggers on Ursa and maybe a BKB on Jaro.
That's fair. That's pretty fair. BKB on Jaro, obviously, will be one of the choices. The Blink Ursa, unsurprisingly, is going to be picked up, I imagine. I'd be very surprised if he goes for anything other than a Blink earlier on in the game. Maybe like Phase Boots. You can even forego the Vlads. You get more max pick the good old Blink Dagger. Max out your Earth Shock and just go to work. Because that is just the ganking, roaming Ursa that works out so well for your squad. They have the Naga Siren probably in the support role. Could be mid. Gyrocopter's almost certainly going to be in the safe lane. They pick up the Zeus now, so they have a lot of question marks to where each hero is going. Goody will be playing the Naga Siren. He is a support player. DDX is going to be playing the Zeus. I believe he's the 3 player. He might be the offlane player for them. ABCD
I think so, yeah.
is, I think that's Benjaz, so that'll leave a mid lane Ursa plus a support disruptor. It could be otherwise. It could be safe lane Ursa, mid lane Gyrocopter. I have no idea, honestly, dude. I just, wow.
You guys might be wondering why nobody's tagged up with teams. It's because the teams are having trouble setting their teams in the lobby, so it's not their fault.
Dota 2
it's legitimately...
it got updated, and it might have actually screwed this up a little bit to a certain extent, so that's probably why.
Yep.
A bit unfortunate, but whatever. I mean, it happens. Another
Yeah.
bad thing about this is that this is not, like, stats will not really count for this game, I suppose, except for, like, the individual players. It won't count for the teams, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean. Might not show in the ticket as well, so that's too bad. The last pick with the Zeus, though, is a bit interesting. It's obviously very good against Enchantress because it's all magic damage and it goes through her untouchable, but it's not the best against a Razor, because if you cast spells directly on Razor, then he hits you with his passive unstable current, so that can be kind of a pain in the butt.
Oh, dear God. Hold on a second.
Don't tell me, ISP.
No. It's not that. I have to put in some console commands, and now we are good to go. Yeah, I'm sorry to, like, lead you astray there. I'm like, oh, God, no. You're like, oh, dear Lord, it's going to be his internet's going down, everybody. Hold on tight, but it's actually just me not having my console command set up.
Did your mom, like, send you an email or something? You're like, need to instantly respond.
No. Mom, not now. I'm casting. That is not the case. It was, so I made a casting exec, because you know how you can make auto execs and certain execs for your game. Us casters, and more specifically us observers, like to set our camera to a certain way. And I did that before the game started, but apparently I think I did it while my game was still on, so I have to restart it for the casting config to actually work. So that's why I had to actually work. I mean, listen, you know, long story short, I had to change the commands. That's really about it.
I get you, man. I really love this ward in the mid lane. Very strong. I like placing this one usually at nighttime or something like that, but it does get dewarded sometimes. But it's very good for spotting vision by the tier 1 tower. The way that he placed this is he probably stood to the right here, so that it was blocking line of sight from the tower, and then placed it there. So really nice little place there from the Shadow Shaman.
You can see the vision also that you don't get from this tier 1 tower. So that, yeah, that's a pretty impressive play. But he's gonna stay here for a while. Like, he's gonna have to somehow walk out when Jerry is not around. And Jerry is just sitting mid. Oh, he dewarded it?
Seriously?
Are you kidding? Okay, I guess that's okay, because it could be like here. Like, that's kind of a common board spot. And it gets up here. Oh, hold on. There's going to be the Thunder Strike coming out as well. Look at the damage. There's K as well. First blood will go the way of the Razor, which I believe is Atun. God, I'm not going to get any of these names, but whatever. Agreed. That was
really
very
cool gank, man. Like, just the fact that they didn't know where he would be. Like, obviously it makes their safe lane a little bit more dangerous, but it's just a Enchantress, so it's not that big of a deal for him to get a little hurt there. So fast first blood gives Razor a nice start and some nice gold advantage for their supports.
Yeah, so 4 last hits already. He'll be going up against the Gyrocopter, and this will be a homing missile first Gyrocopter. I'm almost certain. We saw a lot of that from Limp during the regional qualifiers, and we'll see how Atun or Atun is able to deal with this. The great young mid player that he is. ABCD, I believe, is Benjaz. Actually, I don't know. Hold on a second. I have to look at the roster again. I have it up here on my other monitor. Could be Leo Style, actually. I forget about Leo Style. Probably him. Benjaz is the safe laner. Let's see.
Man, I don't know why you're trying so hard. I would have given up on who's who. It's like,
dude, I have
15
to, because
minutes
people
ago.
get upset. Like, I was doing the so I was doing your game, right? The VEC versus Infamous game. And I had like a lot of viewers, and a lot of them were like, "No, man, this player is this tag," and like, I know because I'm from Peru. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm not from Peru. I don't know. Like, I really apologize. You guys have to like give me this information earlier. So everybody gets upset when I don't call them by their real names. Like, you could get away with it just fine. Like, you could call them Enchantress or whatever. But if I call them by the fake nick, it's like, it's bad. It's really bad.
Well, just don't use the name. Use the hero name.
Yeah, it's tough for me, though. Sometimes I really want to be able to call the hero name out. Uh-oh, the top lane Undying is going to be in some trouble. Holds a K. He actually has Tango going as well. But look at that. Level 1 overpower, and Thunderstrike almost brings him down. So Kronos, or the Undying, is going to go ahead and walk away. I believe that is Z-Talk, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, at some stage you just have to go back and heal, because 2 tangos isn't going to full heal him, so I really think you should just go back and heal. He's sticking around too long.
Agreed. This will leave the solo lane for Greedy. This is an off-lane Queen of Pain for Greedy. He is the only one tagged correctly on this team, so thank you for that, my friend. How kind of you to actually help us out. That's nice.
never know when the Dota 2 game is going to be shitty and crash and stuff, you know?
I mean, that's true.
A little bit of an illusion here for Shadow Shaman. He could use this to gank. It's really nice. You can tank tower hits like this.
Can he go for it? They thought about it. He's like, I'm going to go ahead and use my shackles. Just kidding. My illusion's dead now.
just rolling through.
He just goes all the way around, man. He's just taking a walk, really.
A very slight lane pressure there. It does deny like at least a last hit or two. It's not that big of a deal, or it's not that useful either, but something that you can do to pressure.
I mean,
your
for
opponents
how
a bit.
low he is in last hits, that's pretty good, man. He's got 5, and anything really helps at this point. And Atun's already going to go ahead and just use the static link and try to work against him, but that's just not going to be the case. There's another illusion. He's just like, I can't deal with this right now. He even throws up the homing missile. That was probably the real one. Here comes Goody to help out against Atun. He now has the Ensnare and the Riptide and only 300 gold, so he's not really doing much here for this this Naga Siren, especially when top lane is getting pressured so heavily by Greedy and Kronos the Undying.
It's really nice that he brought the illusion back in because he baited a homing missile out of that, so he thought for sure that gank was finally coming, but in reality it was just the illusion. He's actually maxed out his homing missiles, something we've seen a bit more lately, is that Gyro's max it out because if you're in the mid lane, you can't really cover killing the missile with any allies, so the missile just is reliable damage on your opponents in a lot of cases if they aren't staying next to the creep wave. But on the downside, Razor is going to be reflecting damage, as he just did there. Every time that he casts a spell on Razor, he's taking 40 magic damage. And as long as you stand in the creep wave, the rocket barrage that's going to follow it actually won't do that much
There's
damage.
the Ensnare. They have the damage rocket barrage. It's only level 1, and the Ensnare is just not long enough. The Riptide will go. He's very tanky. He's got a salve, he's got 5 stick charges, and he has 2 bottle charges as well. So a kill there is highly unlikely. They did get him very low, but the salve's about to come out. He'll bottle up and he'll look for the 4-minute rune as well. This Razor is now having a great game. He's got 22 last hits. He's ferried himself a lot of regen. There's another homing missile, and he picks up a regen rune for himself. He'll walk into the homing missile, takes very minimal damage, and now the Gyrocopter going to have to be very careful with this plasma field at level 3, and almost level 4 maybe.
Yeah, Razor's doing really well in this matchup here. I don't think it's the best Gyrocopter matchup. Normally you want to play against a hero that has a little bit less survivability and a little bit less nuke damage, like maybe like a Shadow Fiend, for example, is a good example, because his HP is so low that if he backs up, then he takes a lot. But the trick really just comes down to if the missile is coming at you, you stand in the creep wave. If the creep wave's almost dead, then you're kind of screwed and you take the damage anyways. But if the creep wave is healthy, then you just stand in the middle and the rocket barrage doesn't do that much. So once you know that, it becomes a lot harder for Gyro to get advantage out of that. Then things just change based on ganks at that point. So right now, Gyro mid is okay, but not amazing, I think.
Yeah, and he also only went level 1 Rocket Barrage. Meanwhile, top lane, there's going to be a glimpse back. That'll be under the 20 pin. Jerry's going to go ahead and drop the kinetic field, and it looks like the Undying will not be able to chase him down. If you look at the last hits right now, Purge, you look at the Razor's 31 in mid, there's 30 top lane for Greedy, and then down bottom, 26 for the Enchantress. If she dies here, maybe they can get an advantage, but she's doing very well. She's going to drop the Healing in Nature's Attendants. Now going to turn on to DDX. She's not level 6 yet, but look at the damage alone. Just the right clicks are doing a lot of work. Can she get this kill? Good body block from Goody, and that might actually save his life. Last right click will not come through to bring him down, but it does force him to back up and use some regen, and that is a 1v2 that the Enchantress is winning. That's probably not fair. That's probably not balanced, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they're not exactly the best dual lane. If they both had decent damage and a stun that did damage, then they would be able to kill her probably in the early laning stage. But at this stage, they can't do anything to deal with her, especially once she hits 6. She's going to be able to zone the Zeus from the lane. So that's basically just the matchup, man. Enchantress is still very good. You can pick against her, but it doesn't always work.
Well, the Shadow Shaman got caught mid somehow, and then proceeded to run, I think, behind the tower, grab the creep wave, and then try to go back around again. So they will get a kill that is split between the entire team. Top lane, Greedy in trouble. Last right click, Thunder Strike. And Ursa, I think Benjaz will get the kill now mid lane. It looks like the Undying's coming through. Will drop the Decay, and DDX has still got a bit of HP left. The Plasma Field will go. Now the Ensnare. There's going to be the Call Down and Rocket Barrage, plus Riptide coming in. There'll be another kill going the way of the Gyrocopter. So they could just, honestly, they're so far ahead in terms of last hits right now that they don't even have to try to force anything. I mean, they can if they want to, but they are just throwing bodies away, essentially, which is not a great play coming up from Infamous.
I mean, the amount of deaths that they've given up in the last couple of ganks is still not very good, though. Like, they're stomping the lanes in terms of last hits, so they also have to overly dive in the mid lane, and they really don't. So they have to be a little bit more careful there, and that's kind of a fixture of how they play sometimes. They play overly aggressive sometimes, and it leads to just deaths that make you look really stupid. Yeah. Undying dying under a tower like that is just not a good situation for him. He's pretty far behind now.
Yep. The Undying did not need to go for that. He wants to find some CS and maybe some kills for himself, and that's just not going to be the way. Top lane, now Greedy's going to find Jerry. Sonic Wave will go, and the Shadow Strike will bring him down. Great solo kill, and obviously Ursa's not there to help him out. Look at plus 25. He's going to back away. The Ursa is already too low. He's jungling with the Iron Talon. That is a kill that is worth it, but of course that is a solo kill for Greedy, and no supports were involved. And, I mean, there is a huge net worth advantage coming out for the Radiant team. Looks like 2,000 for now. Almost 3,000, kind of. And 1,000 experience lead as well.
Looks like Ursa's getting ready to go do Roshan early. He picks himself a smoke. He's going to go heal. He's got max overpower with 1 Fury swipe. So, as long as he times this well, he should be able to do it. But it might be a little scary. It could be nice to have just an extra support in there, just in case he needs to alternate the tank.
Yeah, I would.
But I think he can do it.
But look, this illusion is actually going to run out. Top 5 last hits at 5 minutes at 6.86. 32, 31, 31, 31. A lot of those players are South American. That's pretty interesting.
They are mechanically very talented. That's pretty clear. They lasted extremely well.
Yes. I feel like if they just refined their play style and didn't do the divey stuff, it would be okay. But
yeah, I would agree with that.
What are you gonna do? Honestly, who knows?
Enchantress doing super well. She's got a bracer picked up. She's gonna go for the phase drum build. It's the common Enchantress build that they go lately.
And then after that, it's like the Dragonlance, almost certainly. There's very few instances where you get anything else. Which I'm totally down for. I mean, she has plenty of farm. And this is the problem. How are they going to deal with her? They need a Blink Dagger on Ursa. He has to be able to right-click her down. And he will, because of course he does have overpower. Maybe with the Zeus they have enough burst damage. Now top lane, there's going to be an ensnare, and it looks like the Undying will have to soul rip himself. He drops down the Tombstone. Thunderstrike will fly. They have a glimpse if they need it, and they will bring him back. And that last right-click will bring him down, and it will be Jerry getting the kill. As his right-click does enough damage, 64 in fact, to actually kill him.
It's kind of funny watching the Ursa walk around there in that fight. He just didn't hit anybody.
Didn't do anything. Uh-oh, Greedy in trouble. They don't have glimpse. The ensnare gets disjointed. Nice play from him, and they're going to try to maybe look for a dive here. There's the call down going. Will not hit. He'll take some damage, but TPing in is going to be A-Tune. That's just, I don't know about that. It almost killed Goody. 2 more tower hits. He actually might die to this. He will. And now all of that damage leached out from the Razor. 91, they'll jump it. Thunderstrike will go, and it looks like Benjaz is going to die. He does pop the Enrage, looking for the overpower, but still will go down here momentarily. And Jerry will go ahead and TP out. He actually makes it away, but he's the only one making it out alive there.
Nice little ganks there. Well, it's really more of a turnaround after the overdive. Like the rocket actually just took a really long time to catch up to Quap there, and because of that they missed the cooldown, and at that point they were just way overdived. So some over aggression there, and Radiant team gets advantage from it.
Okay, so look at this net worth chart really quick. You're looking like, okay, you see the top 3, you have the top 3 cores, that's huge, and then down at the bottom, these supports are very poor. I guess they're not that far behind Jerry and Goody, but still. It's a very interesting graph. You usually don't see this.
Yeah, I think it just looks a little weird because they spend very little time actually pulling. They spend a lot of time doing ganking and roaming, and by doing that, it's going to limit their gold gain. Their experience gain is probably still fine though. Like their levels are not amazing. Level 4 on a support is not good for 9 to 10 minutes, but...
Ooh, Zeus ult, but looks like the Nature's Attendants will grab the kill coming out, or rather the right click plus the Nature's Attendants, as the Zeus will go down. He's going to try to turn this. He pops the drum, gets ensnared up. Jerry gets slowed. He can't attack, and here comes the Gyrocopter. He's got call down. Can they get this kill? Last right click. He's going to get a double, and even if he dies now, it still might not be worth it for the Dire team. Promise is getting chased down. He's so damn fast with phase drum, but that will bring him down. The homing missile distance is too long, and now they come in with the Shadow Shaman. Dropping the Hex. There's going to be the Rasta Shackles as well. He's in trouble. Sonic Wave on it too. He'll get a double kill for himself. Will he get out? Scream of Painted. 1. He gets the kill. Double picked up by Greedy. 3 down on the Dire, 2 on the Radiant. There's 4, I think, actually, originally, as DDX is back in. Just respawning now. Greedy will bottle up. They have the Lightning Bolt, but he can't chase him down. And another good fight going the way of the Dire team, getting them a clear advantage of 1,200 in that fray.
Kind of weird plays by the Disruptor. He really didn't need to die into Enchantress, but he stuck around and tried to right-click her and spelled his own doom there. And the Enchantress as well, I kind of wish that she maybe would have just ate in the missile in melee range. She still would have taken a lot of rocket barrage damage, I guess, but maybe she would have lived otherwise. I'm not quite sure. It did at least buy time for the Queen of Pain and the Shadow Shaman to get there, so that was one advantage that she got from it.
Now that they've gotten an advantage on the Radiant side, they will go ahead and just look to push down some towers and say, we have enough room to work with that we can actually just start pushing and getting some extra gold for ourselves, and they'll do just that. They're still looking for some farm on their supports. The Undying especially is trying to get up there. He now has arcane boots. You can see the Rasta is sitting on brown boots, a wand, and an observer ward. Not even level 6 yet, so that is a very big problem. I think he might be the only one. Actually, the Naga is also not 6 yet as well. So some big teamfight ultimates now missing as they're just close enough to getting that level 6. Meanwhile, this Ursa is very far behind. You look at where he is, the net worth. You compare that to the safe lane Enchantress. This game is going to get out of control very quickly. Unless NotToday can find some kills here and there.
They're doing some good stacking though. Gyro will eventually be able to take that. They still haven't tried to go for a Roche just yet. Still playing a little safe on that one. DDX taking like 2 impetus and losing half his HP. Oh, there's a DD. Maybe they should take it with Ursa now. No, he's still top.
Gyro will pick it up and bottle it. Oh god, that is a dead Shadow Shaman that walked into the wrong side of town. He's gonna get rocket barraged to call it. They didn't even, like, you know, listen, he's dead anyways. We're just gonna walk away after that. It's fine. It's fine.
It's just that's efficiency right there, man. That's
I guess
cool.
so. Jesus.
Good. There's good observer wards up for the Dire or the Radiant team though. They're basically warded outside of their observer wards, essentially lane wards. Be very useful. Oh, that's an easy kill.
He drops the. Oh, the Soul comes out. He's gonna save him. Greedy actually canceled his Sonic Wave. He had the animation going for a second. Now he might go down, but they're going to drop the Static Storm. And Greedy might be in trouble. Look at the right click. Thunderstruck will go. They get the Lightning Bolt. They will kill Goody, but still, it's not an effective trade. Fairy Fire will fly. He's got 10 stick charges in a bottle. He's going to get glimpse back. Can he turn this? There's going to be the usage of the Eye of the Storm. Can he bring down DDX? He can. Double kill. Might get the triple. Will he turn this? Kinetic Field. It's so close. Plasma Field. There it is. The triple comes down from Atun. He gets it done. And here's the Enchantress on the backside. Look at the impetus range. They just need one right click, but it's still A, B, C, D. The Gyrocopter will stay alive. They need vision. They can't quite bring him down. That gold exchange is still going the way of NotToday, but boy, did they not want to lose 3 heroes in that team fight.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mistake from DDX there that he decided to stay in melee range of the Razor. If he gets far away and he throws a bolt at maximum range and times it, then he can possibly buy time for a couple seconds. At least then the Eye of the Storm would be hitting him and lowering his armor and making him take more damage. So he needed to sit a bit farther back there, wait for 2 lightning bolts, and only at that point was he going to guarantee a kill.
I do want to point out something, by the way, that you might not be aware of, but Pain Gaming was actually supposed to be the team that is in the position of Infamous, you know, that were in the playoffs. They actually made it from their group, which was Group B, after some tiebreakers. And it turns out the next closest team was Team Infamous. I think they might have actually... They were in some group, weren't they? I might be wrong about that.
Dire's top tower.
Maybe I am.
Not following.
Well, Unknown were the next closest team in Team B to make it through, it looks like, to the playoffs. And so that's why they took the spot of Pain, who were not able to make it for some reason. That's what I'm trying to say.
Dire's top
I see.
tower has been denied.
Deny there from the Ursa. His net worth is not very good at all. He's only got about 4k net worth. He's behind every hero on the Radiant.
There's the Shadow Strike. There's going to be the Static, or rather the Static Link. They actually can't bring him down. They glimpse back in. That'll be onto Atun. He will stay alive. The Zeusalt comes through as well. It does not really any damage. They drop down the Tombstone. I think they might just pull the creep wave and try to push this down, but it's so far away, as you can see.
Yeah, I would call that an inefficient Tombstone right there.
Ooh, DDX got a kill down bottom.
Really stretching for the slow there. Didn't get it though. There's the Aether Lens up.
Yeah. So that provided in the Aether Lens, by the way, which is pretty nice. And they bring down the Enchantress, who's very, 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 very rich. Maybe not as rich as Atun, but they'll try to take the Tier 1 tower down bottom. As you look at the Gyrocopter, he's sitting on Treads, Bottle, he's sitting on a Delta of Strength and a Drum of Endurance. So they're doing pretty effectively now. At least the Gyro's starting to catch up and farm. He had no last at the beginning of the game, but he's done a good job since then. And here we go. It's time to Roche. Ursa's going to head into the pit, pop up his overpower. He's got a couple of wand charges. He actually doesn't have that much mana. He might have to use that wand. And this might be a little bit harder than they were looking for. Serpent Wards are dropped. They're going to trade a Tier 2 for Roshan and the Aegis for Ursa.
We've got plenty of stacks here. It will die. Doesn't have to worry about dying or anything. Not quite sure what he buys. Maybe a Blink Dagger to try to jump in and kill people instantly, but...
the dash, the song will come out. He's like, I need to leave. TP out from DDX. TP might come through. He actually doesn't have one for plus 25. That's fine. Good song coming in. That actually secures them the Roche. Not that they were going to miss it anyways. And then that was that.
These fights get really scary though. The Dragon Lance is ready on Enchantress, so she's got all of her early game items that she needs. The Razor's also extremely farmed. And the Queen of Pain was essentially the offlane hero, is just as farmed as their opponent's mid. There's a massive gold advantage going to the Radiant team. That's going to make it hard for the Dire team to fight.
Hold on, we'll go. Brady will get pushed out. Does not have his orphan yet. Comes back in. That is literally half a meter away. There's going to be Zeus. It actually brings down the Undying, who's very low. He did drop his tombstone before dying. Now Sonic Wave comes out, gets one, but two dead on the Radiant side already. Plus 25 will TP in, looking for potential fight. He does not have a blink yet, but he's close. They will lose this tier 2 tower. There's no glyph available. And I think they're okay with those trades because of how low net worth both supports are for Infamous. And they actually are very close to not only an SMY, but a PKB. Actually, the SMY is already done. Right, so he actually is going to get glimpsed back. There's the Static Storm. Can they bring him down? This is a lot of net worth. This is a huge kill if they can get it. Rock Crush. There's the Enrage. They'll bring him down. And that is 642 gold going the way of the Gyrocopter. Huge pickup coming out from him.
So much gold there. Even the two heroes that didn't get the kill got 200 to 230 gold out of that, so they're going to be very happy with that kill. So BKB next for him. If he would have had BKB there, he could have stopped the glimpse, but the Ursa and the Gyro are just very good at killing Razor pre-BKB. They both have really good ways to do a lot of damage to a single target hero. So he just gets shredded there under the Eye of the Storm. Great pickup there for the Dire team.
So 18 gets caught out of position. Speaking of caught out of position mid lane, it looks like the Ursa wants to find the Undying. He drops up the Flesh Golem and he says, I don't know who's behind you. There's a tier 1 tower there. He did blink in. I don't know if he Earth-shocked or not. He was running low on mana as well, but he will not find
He messed up a little bit. He blinked and instantly attacked a creep, so he lost one of his attacks, and then he did do the stomp, but it's only 25% slow. If he would have been a little bit better there, he would have better executed, that is, he would have been able to maybe get that kill. So he just played it safe. Like you said, somebody could have just TP'd. If you blink aggressively on a support in the mid lane, there's almost always going to be a TP. There wasn't one there, but it was a very safe play for him to just jump and immediately get out. I like that, actually.
Yeah, he's actually being pretty aggressive now. He not only did that, but he jumped here looking for the Queen of Pain. Knowing that his team was behind him towards that jungle, the Queen of Pain blinked out, but still just putting pressure on, just kind of finding where you could sort of poke and prod here, as now the Enchantress is up to 1,200 gold, has a Gloves of Haste. What do you think? You think Midas here for the Enchantress at this point? I don't know what else. Could be Maelstrom for that.
I don't think it's Maelstrom.
Right.
I feel like it's too late to get a Midas. I don't know. This is very weird.
Maybe just he wanted extra attack speed, and the most cost-effective way was to get Gloves of Haste. I don't know, dude.
I mean, getting a Midas isn't terrible because it does enhance your damage a lot and it will transition you into items, but I feel like it's just a little bit late to buy it. That's all.
All right. Let's see if
I don't think it's the worst, but
this is gonna die. 26 gold goes to the Enchantress. Plasma Field, and finally, not today, looking like they actually want a man fight and pick up a kill or two plus a tower. It is the Midas, by the way. It has been picked up by the Enchantress. So that'll help towards the later stages of this game. Also gives the attack speed, as you mentioned, but I as well am a bit not sure about it. Oh, they're gonna go
he
in.
might be in trouble.
Here's the BKB, and it was a huge bait. Sonic Wave on it too. They drop the wall, but now, or rather the song, and it's still just, look at A2 go to work. They get the mech up. There's the Static Storm, and he is just going to town. There's going to be the Static Link coming in as well as the Plasma Field. Lightning Bolt, Zeus as well. Comes back in, not onto A2, and it's just 3 dead already to Bloodbath. There's the Shadow Strike. They're going to lose Aegis. They're going to lose more than Aegis. They're going to lose 4 heroes as well. The Enrage comes out, but he's going to get shackled up. The Hex came through as well. There is no way he should live through this. They have to, he might be able to actually blink out. We'll see. He does get through, but they'll just chase right after. Screamer Pain, Shadow Strike. He is very speedy, but now with the Shadow Strike, they'll bring him back. That's the glimpse coming through. The Enchantress, one more right click. Will it do the job? Absolutely. It's going to be Kotaro Ayama getting the kill. They're chasing after Jerry. They will not find him, but the BKB comes out, and that is the turn. That would have been an amazing catch had he not had that BKB in the mid lane. And they still get the one. Goody is now back into the game. They actually killed Jerry. Looking like Enchantress is in trouble, but she's so fast with Phase Drum. She's got heal mana in a little bit. She's going to get soul ripped up first. And that's it. It's time for some tier 1 towers bottom.
I would have liked Razor to stay there and do a Plasma Field to hit the Ursa as he respawned to prevent his blink. I think that would have been a nice play. I think it would have been fairly safe as well, low chance of him dying to that. But either way, they do still get the kill, and it leads to even more as Enchantress dives under towers and picks up kills with her ultimate. So it was looking pretty good there for the Dire, but you just can't go on a Razor first. You absolutely can't, especially with an ensnare into a cooldown. He's obviously going to just pop BKB and run you down. I don't know if they just didn't check his items before the fight started, but that was a huge advantage by him just rampaging through the enemy team.
They did not know he did not
Dire's
have a
bottom
BKB.
tower has
That's what
fallen.
it felt like anyway. So they will drop a tier 1 tower now, and this game, it feels closer to ending than I think it should, because it's not like they're that far ahead. I guess 10,000 is pretty far for 21 minutes, but I don't know.
Their 3 cores are quite farmed, and they all scale very well. With the exception of maybe Razor, but he's so far ahead in terms of gold that it doesn't matter.
He has a blink dagger, for God's sakes. That's pretty crazy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's not something you see every day on a Razor.
It's kind of cool. You could cast Plasma Field really early and then blink and instantly do like 370 damage to everybody, I feel. If you put the blink in the right place, you know?
Dear God, that's frightening.
Might be kind of cool.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Not to mention just to be able to escape your opponents, or if you get glimpse back, you can blink after the glimpse finishes, for example.
So what's your next item on him? Do you have anything specific that you think you'd like to see picked up?
I think I would do either Scotty or AC.
Okay, that's fair. I'm a huge proponent of AC on almost every hero. Well, maybe not every hero, but I do like the item.
It would keep him very survivable against the Ursa, extremely. The Scotty would be nice, just generally because it would help him against nuke damage, but I don't think he really needs to deal with that much since he has BKB. I think AC is the item, but if he does get Scotty, it would basically make Ursa worthless for the rest of the game, and Gyro as well would be a little bit limited, so I think it depends which way they want to go with their item build. They're a little limited on disables, so maybe it's better to go Scotty, but once his BKB down, Scotty's kind of bad against Zeus. Well, it's better, I guess it's better than AC, but
I mean, I'm okay
it's
with
not
either.
the best.
I'm okay with Scotty or AC. Mighty's timing 626 for Enchantress, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he just likes getting the late game Midas. I kind of see the value because Enchantress doesn't farm as fast as a normal core does, so it gives him attack speed and transitions him for the late game. So I can kind of see the value. If you buy it super early, you're limited on HP and you're not going to snowball as well. So he buys some items that guarantees a snowball, and then later he goes back for a Midas so that he can have a good late game.
I think if he's behind, you don't go for that item, right? Not especially not at that time.
Dire's
Yeah,
bottom
definitely not.
tower
I
is under
mean,
attack.
you're already in enough trouble as it is if
Radiant's
you are
top
behind in that
tower is under
situation.
attack.
So he'll pick it up because he has the early game advantage. They will TP greedy to the top lane, try to defend this tier 1 tower. They have the glyph. There's going to be the jumping Sonic Wave. He was not expecting the TP to come back. He was in the tree line when he TP'd away. They had no vision of him. They had no idea where he was. He goes for a kill on the tower. I think did they get the tower's still alive? Okay, I'm just typing randomly apparently. Okay, that's not what I want. They're gonna drop to the Serpent Wards. They have Song of the Siren if they need it. Now look at it go out. They do not pop the BKB. There is going to be the Tombstone. They're gonna try to bring down the Tombstone and the Serpent Wards. All the time that this is happening. Here comes the call down. He's gonna blink out. Now it looks like there's going to be the Undying in some trouble. Serpent Wards are still going to work now. They've caught out 25 who had TP'd in, but there's going to be the Static Storm. They've caught 2. It looks like they might lose Promises here. He's in trouble. This is the turn. Is A2 big enough to take this fight? And looks like he will get the kill. Now they jump in. Scream of Pain. Right click. Orc Malevolence. They'll get a double kill now for the Razor. Looking for another one. DDX is going to get caught out. Blink in. TP away. He will not get out. 3 dead. And A2 continues to run every hero down. He's very low in health, though, as the urn comes out. The tower hits will go through as well. The Plasma Field. They will not be able to take this tower. Greedy jumps in even further. Finds a double. Almost gets a triple here. Jump through Scream of Pain. He will get the triple. It's a team wipe. He'll buy his Blink Dagger, and then... Okay.
I feel like that fight was lost because Ursa got static linked and he just kept fighting. I think when they were chasing the Razor to the left, he just needed to break the static link, run to the right, break it. Because it's not just about losing Ursa damage, it's also about giving Razor damage. Like, by the time the BKB ended, Razor just started two-shotting everybody, and he cleaned up really hard. And Ursa's got a Blink Dagger, so even if you disengage, as soon as the link breaks, you just wait 3 seconds for your Blink to come off cooldown, and you re-engage, so you only lose about 3 seconds total as you are escaping. I really think the Ursa shouldn't have given those so much damage to the Razor.
Yeah, that was the big fight, the big turn. Like, you're like, okay, they can take this fight as long as the Razor is not huge. And it turns out he became huge after that initial initiation. So on A2's going to grab the Hyperstone, almost certainly going to be the Assault Cuirass, which I am totally fine with. He'll drop up the Eye of the Storm, he'll get Soul Ripped up, he'll take yet another Ancient stack going his way. He now has enough for the Plate Mail on top of the Hyperstone that he already has. So he is super farmed. The Queen of Pain obviously getting a triple kill there. Picks up the Blink Dagger at the enemy well. This is more common now. It used to be super uncommon, but the blink to blink. Blink in, blink out. Pretty nice combination, or just blink further if you need it.
I think he's just messing around.
Yeah, probably.
Is Greedy Kotaro Hayama?
No, Greedy's Greedy, man. He's their offense
yeah.
player. Kotaro Hayama, I believe, is the Enchantress. So I don't know.
We'll never know.
We honestly won't. I mean, somebody in chat will be like, "Of course it's them," and I'll be like, "Okay, well, thanks, guys. I mean, you could have told me earlier." Let me check.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with not knowing their names running into a game. Can't be asked to like look at everybody's Steam profiles.
I did actually. They just didn't have those names. They never used those names for some reason.
Weird.
Okay, Razor is apparently Kotaro, so I'm completely wrong. Apparently. At least that's what one person said. I don't know if I can trust him.
We'll never know.
We will never know. Listen, guys, if you have a problem with this, Sonic Wave comes out, jump in, Screamer Pain, he pops the BKB, he's going to try to take on all 5 and then proceeds to get enraged to overpower and purely swept down. So that's a dominating spree that goes to the Gyrocopter that was definitely not necessary.
Oh, they might go Roche now, and they're busy, and it's got full HP.
But instead, there's going to be the jump in from the Razor. They pop the BKB, but Goody is going to get destroyed. Gets the double already. Look at the damage coming in. Razor will take 3. It actually is the second kill going the way of the Undog. Meanwhile, there's Goody with the right click coming out. The Impetus will do enough damage for dead. And what a fight. They don't even need the goddamn Queen of Pain. They just jumped in, blink plasma field, pop the BKB, and proceed to wipe everyone off the face of the planet. You're a lord.
Dude, Razor is just so far ahead. And he just keeps killing ancient stacks with his ultimate. He's done that so many times already this game. Does physical damage, lowers their armor by 1, and he just clears them fast. Like, he's made Razor look like a fast farming hero when he's not really.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive. Not to mention he had a very good early lead over the Gyrocopter in lane. Could have gone up against any other mid-hero, might have been better, but the Gyrocopter did not do a good enough job. Especially getting that 1 point in unstable current with the homing whistle going through, it did not really help the Gyrocopter in this game. They'll try to probably push high ground here, wait for the Queen of Pain. She'll be up, she'll be able to TP to the tier 1, then blink her way towards them with like 1 blink. She's not gonna TP, screw it. The Ags is now done for the Enchantress. With the attack speed that she has with Phase, Drum, the Hand of Midas coming out, the range that she has with Impetus, this is very frightening.
Yeah, it's so good. Infamous loves Blinket. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the one game where they bought Blink on Quap and they lost really bad even though they were winning.
I like the only team that does that, I believe. What? Why would you think there's a ward up here? That's odd. That's very strange. What do you think about this ward that they just placed down? I guess it's okay.
Which one are you looking at?
The one very top of the map.
I don't know. I guess it slightly protects them against people going for kills.
I guess that's fair.
But it's such a limited place. I don't really like it against. Like, the only hero I think it's okay against this game is maybe if Shadow Shaman is split pushing. Wow, they killed Buff.
She just died instantly. The homing missile came out, and now A2's going to go to work. He's actually losing a lot of HP. The Sonic Wave, or rather not Sonic Wave, the Song of the Siren will go. They'll use the Aegis up. They will get the tier 3 tower. That's gone now. She bought back, by the way. She TP'd into a creep, and she just blinked forward. Now there's going to be just A2 corralling them, or rather the Razor, and he's just going to work. He'll get 2, might even get 3 here. Here comes the Enrage, the Overpower, pops his BKB, and they turn. Look at the right click. Look at the Eye of the Storm. Midas Armor is just going to work. They get the right click. They'll have to buy back onto the Naga Siren. The Ensnare will go. Greedy will blink out. They thought about diving there with the Enchantress, but at this point, their eyes on the racks, and it looks like Infamous will take a 1-game advantage here over that of Not Today. Maybe not yet, but it's going to be close.
I think this game is going to be won. I think that's pretty clear, man.
Right.
Razor's just like, he's got like double the net worth of almost anybody on the Dire team. Like, he's so far ahead.
God, Jerry's like, no, 3 hits. There's going to pop the Nature's Attendance. There's going to be the Glimmer Cape as well. He's actually very low. Arc Lightning, the Static Field coming out. It's not enough. They will pick up another one. They're going to lose all 5. It looks like Jump and Screaming Pain. Last right click. They're just toying with him. They let him live. I say, you could go home alive, friend. We do not care for you.
They both wanted the last hit. That's why they didn't do that. I think they weren't just playing with him. They just knew that if the other guy hit first that they would get the kill. So
super
stat
efficiency.
patterns.
Yeah. Alright. They're going to take 2 sets of racks now, and Not Today, not ready to give up yet. There's going to be the Veil. The Zeus Ult, Lightning Bolt, they actually get a double kill. I don't know why the Enchantress just walked back up there. That is a Rapier. Okay, well. I mean, XD. Loving the all chat, guys. Real good stuff, if I do say so myself.
Razor does so much damage here. This is actually incredible. He kind of needs some lifesteal though. That's what he's really missing. They could actually win or lose to this actually. If he loses Rapier, that's what 6k, and they could put that on Gyro, do like some crazy flat cannons. Especially with the Naga sleep setup, it could actually be pretty good.
I'm sure if they lose with this Rapier, it's some sort of poetic justice. It has to be.
I think it'd be fun to see it happen.
I'm not opposed to it, but that would mean the game goes on a bit longer. Which is completely, as long as it's interesting, I'm fine with it. So, I do want to point out, by the way, the Silkuras armor reduction is 5. I have the Storm 1 armor reduction every time the strike comes through, I believe. So,
yep.
They're already at only 10 armor for the Ursa, pretty much. Almost 11. The Gyrocopter has a bit more because he's the SMY, so he's 16. They've actually found it here. That is the Gyrocopter, and he will fall. They'll get the Courier as well. Jump and Scuba Pain, they do not have buyback on him. It looks like we're smoking a walk behind him for DDX plus 25 and Jerry, but they will back away instead. Alright.
And now they pretty much just go high ground and get the last barracks because of that. Gyro being dead is a really big loss here. There's even a Solar Crest up on the
Jump in, there's going to be the Scuba Pain. The silence up on DDX. He'll fall with the Soul Burn. The Sonic Wave will grab the other kill. The good game is called immediately afterwards, and he just GG's. He DC's right out. This game, it's over. They will not lose the Rapier. It'll be close. Actually, he took a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter. The Ancient is dead, and that's a pretty one-sided affair, Purge.
Yeah, basically Razor just outplayed everybody. I don't think the Zeus was a smart pick against a Razor. Like, he's just going to nuke himself repeatedly and put himself in a bad spot if he does try to cast on the Razor, and Razor does build BKB. So the Zeus pick just seemed really out of left field. It's good against Enchantress, but maybe the better solution was, well, you can't pick an offlane Lina, I guess. They needed a nuke damage that also qualified as offlaner, so I guess it slightly makes sense, but I just think they didn't get enough value out of the Zeus, and the Ursa was also pretty countered by the Razor. Maybe they just didn't plan out their draft enough. They grabbed Ursa to counter the Enchantress, but then they grabbed Razor, and they were just like, what do we do, guys?
Well, they couldn't do much. The Ursa did not get great farm early on. We'll talk more about this game as we get into our post-game report here in just a moment, of course. This is our first game of our first playoff series. It is not today, going up against Infamous and Void, an Infamous stomp game number 1. Game number 2 is going to be coming up shortly, but before it does, make sure you purchase up a Dota 2 Canada Cup ticket if you'd love to support this tournament. Of course, we could use all the help you guys could get. We actually, this has really just been a tournament that has kind of sprung up and since the fans have enjoyed it and, you know, actually followed it, it's turned out to be a great tournament over the past couple of seasons that I've been doing it. Shout out to Joker as well as Bill for making sure this tournament is top tier. And, well, you're going to see more of the Great Canada Cup coming just around the corner. Game number 2 is next. Stick around, we'll take a break, and we will jump into that post-game report in just a moment. See you soon.